look at these expressions. Each of these expressions is a polynomial because in each of these expressions, the variables are raised to whole number powers. So in each of the three expressions, all the variables have whole number powers. So these three are polynomials. Now this expression has just one variable x. So one variable x. So we can say it is a polynomial in one variable x. Similarly, this can be called as a polynomial in one variable r. This can be called a polynomial in two variables u and v because it has two variables u and v. So we can call this as a polynomial in two variables u and v. Now we can denote this polynomial by any letter. Say we take p and we write the variable within brackets. So px denotes this polynomial in one variable x. Similarly, we can denote this polynomial by any letter. Say we take q and we write the variable r within brackets. This polynomial can be denoted by other letter, say h, and since there are two variables, we write both the variables within brackets. So HUV is a polynomial in two variables u and v. So these three are the notations for these three polynomials. So while solving problems, in place of writing this entire polynomial, you can write px, where px stands for this polynomial in one variable x. This stands for this polynomial in one variable r. HUV is this polynomial in two variables u and v. Now, do you remember what are linear polynomials? A linear polynomial is a polynomial which has degree 1. And what is the general form of a linear polynomial in one variable? So it can be denoted as fx. Fx is a polynomial in one variable x. And the general form of a linear polynomial in one variable is ax plus b. So we just have one variable x and the highest power of x is 1 here. So this is a linear polynomial in one variable, ax plus b. A and b are constants, whereas x is a variable. So a is the coefficient of x, it is a constant, and b is also a constant. Note that a cannot be 0 here. Why? If a is 0, this will become b. And what is the degree of this constant polynomial b? Because b is a constant. So what is the degree of this constant polynomial? Now b can be written as b into x to the power 0, because anything to the power 0 is 1. This is b into 1, that is b. So b can be written as b into x to the power 0. So the highest power of the variable here is 0. So the degree of constant polynomial b is 0. And this is the reason why in ax plus b, we cannot have a as 0, because if a is 0, this will simply become b, and the degree of this is 0. So this will no longer be a linear polynomial. In this linear polynomial, we cannot have a as 0. Now gx is a linear polynomial in one variable. So let us compare this to the general form fx. Comparing it, we get the coefficient of x as 2. In this, the coefficient of x is a. So a is equal to 2 and b is equal to -7. Now what is the general form of a linear polynomial in two variables. So we have this polynomial in two variables xy, and the general form is ax plus by plus c. We have two variables x and y. Both have the highest power as 1. So it is a linear polynomial in two variables ax plus by plus c. Note that a, b and c are constants here, whereas x and y are variables. So x, y are the variables which are written inside the bracket in this notation, and a, b, c are the constants. Again, a and b both cannot be 0, because if either of them is 0, then it will simply be a linear polynomial in one variable, and if both are 0, then it will become a constant term. So it will no longer be a linear polynomial. It will have degree 0. Now this is a linear polynomial in two variables. So we can compare it to the general form. So a is equal to 2. It is the coefficient of x. B is the coefficient of y. The coefficient of y here is 3. So b is equal to 3. C is the constant term. The constant term here is negative 7. So c is equal to negative 7. Note that it is not 7, it is negative 7, because we consider a plus c here. So this is plus negative 7. So c is negative 7. Now what is a quadratic polynomial? A quadratic polynomial is a polynomial of degree 2. That is, the highest power of the variable is 2. And a general form of quadratic polynomial in one variable is ax square plus bx plus c. Fx denotes a polynomial in one variable, and the general form of a quadratic polynomial in one variable is ax square plus bx plus c. So we have an x square term, we have a term with x, and we have a constant term. This is the general form of a quadratic polynomial. A, b and c are the constants, and a cannot be 0, because if a is 0, then this will no longer be a quadratic polynomial, because the coefficient of x square will become 0 and this term will vanish. Now this is a quadratic polynomial, 3x square minus 7. So compare it to the general form. A is equal to the coefficient of x square, which is 3. What is b? B is the coefficient of x, but we do not have any x term here. So we can consider a 0x to be added. So the coefficient of x is actually 0. So b is 0. C is negative 7. So a is 3, b is 0, c is negative 7. So another important point to note here is, although a cannot be 0, but b can be 0. So in a quadratic polynomial, only a cannot be 0. That is, we need to have a non-zero coefficient of x square. Only then will it be a quadratic polynomial. Otherwise, b could be 0 or even c could be 0. Now this is the general form of a polynomial in one variable and degree n. That is, any degree n. N could be any whole number. That is 0, 1, 2, 3. N could be any whole number. So this is the general form of any polynomial in one variable. So this variable is x, fx, an x to the power n, an minus 1 x to the power n minus 1, an minus 2 x to the power n minus 2, and we go on till a1 x1, a0 x to the power 0. X to the power 0 is 1, because anything to the power 0 is 1. So we can simply write it as a0. This is the constant term. So an minus 1, an minus 2, all these are constants. Whereas these are the variables raised to different powers. So we take all the powers of the variable starting with n and go on decreasing it till we reach the constant term. And this is the general form of a polynomial in one variable x and degree n. Now, should there be any constraint on this constant as we had earlier? Think about it. Well, yes. Since it is of degree n, so an cannot be 0. So an cannot be 0, because if it is 0, then this term will vanish and the degree of this polynomial will become n minus 1. So it cannot be a general form of the polynomial of degree n. So an cannot be 0. And this is the constraint we'll have to impose. Now consider this polynomial x cube minus 2x square plus 3x plus 11. What is the degree of this polynomial? The degree of this polynomial is 3, because the highest power of the variable is 3, and it is a polynomial in one variable, obviously, because only x is present. So this is x cube minus 2x square plus 3x plus 11, and we take n is equal to 3 because the degree is 3, and we substitute this n in the general form. This is the general form which we had seen. We substitute n is equal to 3 in the general form. So we can write it as a3 x cube plus a 3 minus 1 x to the power 3 minus 1 plus a 3 minus 2 x to the power 3 minus 2 plus a 3 minus 3 x to the power 3 minus 3. We stop here. So when we get this term 3 minus 3, we stop. So these are all the terms. So you can write it like this. Now let us simplify it. This is a3x cube. 3 minus 1 is 2. So this is a2 x square. This is a1x. a1 x to the power 1. X to the power 1 can be written as x. This is a 3 minus 3 is 0. X to the power 0 is 1, because anything to the power 0 is 1. So this is what we have. a3, a2, a1 and a0 are the constants, and these are the different powers of the variable. Now this polynomial, it can be written as 1x cube minus 2x square plus 3x plus 11, because the coefficient of x cube is 1. We have not written any coefficient. That means the coefficient of x cube is 1. Comparing it with this general form, we get a3 is equal to 1, a2 is equal to negative 2, a1 is equal to 3, and a0, which is the constant term, is equal to 11. So we compare the coefficient of x cube with the coefficient of x cube, the coefficient of x square with the coefficient of x square, the coefficient of x with the coefficient of x, and the constant term with the constant term. So in this way, we can derive the general form of the polynomial of any degree. So we have seen the general form of polynomial of degree 1, of degree 2, of degree 3, and using this general form, that is the general form of a polynomial in degree n, we can derive the general form of a polynomial of any degree. Now, if all the coefficients are 0, that is if an minus 1, an minus 2, a1, a0, all the coefficients are 0, then what will you get? This entire thing will become 0 into x to the power n plus 0 into x to the power n minus 1, and so on. So we'll have this. Now 0 into anything is 0. So all the terms will become 0. So this will become 0. So if all the coefficient terms are 0, we get a 0 polynomial. So this is a 0 polynomial. But what is the degree of this 0 polynomial? Now this 0 can be written as 0 into x cube. In this case, the degree will be 3. It can be written as 0 into x squared. In this case, the degree will be 2. It can be written as 0 into x to the power 100. In this case, the degree will be 100. So actually, we cannot say for sure what is the degree of the 0 polynomial. And hence, we say that the degree of the 0 polynomial is undefined. So the degree of the 0 polynomial is not defined.